So what else? What have I got in my processing? Let's go to a bit of the song where he's singing and see what I'm doing. So my main vocal track, I've got an EQ. Oh, it's frozen, so you can't see it. However, I've got a copy here. So this is the same thing. It's just this is the unfrozen version on the bit of talking at the end. Taking some low end off, take some high top end off because we don't need either of those things in this context. And these are dynamic bands, I think. Yeah. So that means that at 561.78 hertz, when he goes quite loud on the mic, it'll bring the level down. When it's not going loud, it's at normal level. And 561 is kind of a boxy frequency, and it's typical. He uses an SM58 live, a Shure SM58 dynamic handheld mic, and he gets quite close up on it, and it tends to have that frequency, and then this frequency as well, which is about 250, 240 hertz. And these are both good frequencies for most male vocalists actually to be aware of and duck out if they're getting too boomy or boxy. And at the top here, what have we got? We've got another dynamic EQ at about 1K. 10K. I think that's because it's just so bright. Originally everything's been EQ'd at front of house. So Dan has done his mix, and he's done his mix for the PA. And then that gets translated to my world. So I'm taking on a lot of his EQing decisions, and some cases like this, just trying to counteract them a little bit and compensate for it being in the studio. Because you won't really hear that high end out of a PA. It sounds good because the PA compensates for that itself. So after this EQ, I've got RVox, which is a very simple vocal compressor, which is nice. Then taking out more stuff, low end and boxiness. Vocal Rider is quite a cool plugin because it's like a compressor, but it's smoother somehow. It's a fader. It's like when you're writing a vocal for a mix, I'll turn the fader up during the quiet bits and bring it down in the loud bits. This is kind of what this does, which essentially is what a compressor is doing as well, but this is just a little bit more natural and less artifacty. Then there's a de-esser to reduce. What's that reducing? That's reducing sibilance. Actually, it's kind of reducing more fricative stuff. So there's sibilance, which is the high end, the top end of S's, and there's fricatives, which are T's and K's. So it's a little bit lower in frequency. It's about 2K. Another EQ, more top end coming off. A character compressor, which is a cool compressor. Acme Opticom. That's on my list of the PDF that you can download. 902 de-esser, which is this is my favorite de-esser. It's based on a DBX 902, and it's the closest one to this compressor that I used for many years in hardware in studios. And finally, there's another EQ, and then it goes to a bus where there's a denoiser, more EQ, a vocal chain, which adds a little bit of really high top, but a very smooth valve high top, another compressor, another de-esser. There's a whole lot of stuff here. That was another EQ, adding a little bit, taking a bit away. So a lot of it's doing the same kind of stuff, but it's the different points of the signal. It just kind of needs it. So there's lots of processing going on. This is a distressor, which is shaving off and adding a little bit of character back into the vocal. An SSL EQ compressor. You can see there's a pattern evolving here because I'm playing with a lot of the same kind of frequencies, adding and taking away in equal measure. It's a Pultec EQ at the very tail end of it. Let me bypass all of these guys and we'll have a listen to the vocal and I'll bring them back in. Let's go from here.
Hello to Albania, Andorra, Antigua, Argentina, Aruba, Australia, Austria, Bahrain, Belgium, Bolivia, Bosnia, Brazil, Bulgaria, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Croatia, Curacao, Czech Republic, Denmark, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Egypt, El Salvador, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Gibraltar, Greece, Guatemala, Guyana, Honduras, Hong Kong, Hungary, Iceland, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Kenya, Latvia, Lebanon, Lithuania.